All right, welcome to ELCC Impact. Today we are talking about relationship, or since you're watching this on YouTube right now, it may be tonight for you, it may be first thing in the morning for you. I don't know, it may be 3 o'clock in the morning and you just turn this on. You may have been on Facebook and seen one of our posts. Whatever it is, right now I believe that God is going to bless you in this, because what we're going to talk about is a subject that is imperative to Christians, and that is relationships. Relationships. In Matthew chapter 5, verse 23 through 25, Jesus lets us know at the Sermon on the Mount how important relationships are. And what he says is, if you go to the altar and there you remember that your brother has aught against you, you did something against your brother, and you realize that your brother has aught against you, go and make it right, and then return to the altar. You know what it is that you need to make that right. And it's obviously something pretty serious, because the next line he says, if you don't, then he'll take you to the judge, and the judge will put you in prison, and you will stay in that prison. You know something? So obviously it's something a little more serious than you made someone upset at the drive-through window one day. What it is, though, is that there's a relationship, and God's into relationships, and God wants us to get relationships right. Now, how can we make sure that relationships are right? Let me say this. Relationships either need to be restored or released. Let me say that again. Relationships need to either be restored or released. How do we do that? Very simply put, with the extended hand. Hold your hand out right now. Even just watching this, I know you may feel silly looking at a computer screen and holding your hand out, but let me tell you something. There's something powerful in this. Hold your hand out right now. And I want to tell you this. If you can do this with relationships, that's where the blessing truly comes. God wants relationships to be restored. That's always His will. He wants you to hold your hand out and restore the relationship. So if the other person, let's say the other person doesn't take your hand and restore the relationship, then at all times, that's where you can release them. You can say, I love you, and you may have been holding out your hand for 2 years and they didn't want the relationship restored. You tried everything you could. Release them, but your hand will always be extended. You see how my hand is? My hand is in a position to receive, or my hand is in a position to release. If you can extend your hand, you can get your relationships right.